want to learn how to roll with them, using a jiu-jitsu analogy. And as I get better with my self-awareness, my self-management, learning how to process and reflect, then I feel like I'll be a lot better when these emotions come, because I won't be afraid of these training partners, my jiu-jitsu training partners, my emotional jiu-jitsu training partners of feeling incompetent, or feeling behind, or feeling frustrated or upset, or shame or guilt or fear or self-condemnation. Those are all very, very familiar training partners. Man, I used to let those guys destroy me and crush me for many, many years. And now, again, I'm wanting to learn some new techniques, some new moves, some new drills with these emotions, so that I'm not afraid of them anymore. So I can learn and grow rather than run and hide and avoid, and allow those emotions to turn into or lead to anger. Welcome to the EQ Gangster Podcast, where you will learn practical tools to grow your mental and emotional health and intelligence to be the best version of yourself, both at work and at home. It is real, raw, and transformational. The journey of emotional growth isn't easy, but it's worth it. I believe in you. EQ Gangsters. So this episode is going to be, I thought I would have had it figured out by now. So I'm on my way to drop off the car to get serviced, and doing some reflecting, listening to some praise and worship music. And man, I got hit with this big emotion of incompetence, of feeling incompetent and behind in my life. And I just thought, by the time I was this old, man, I just had this subconscious feeling and expectation that I would have life figured out by now. I would be further along in my finances. I'd be further along in my competence with my craft. I'd be further along in my fitness. I'd be further along in my faith. I mean, so many. I don't know that there's an area of my life that I feel like I've got figured out. I thought I'd have parenting figured out, parenting teens figured out. And man, I mean, it hit me like, and then guilt kicked in, and then embarrassment kicked in, shame kicked in, insecurity kicked in, a lot of these different emotions. And then some other thoughts hit me. I work with leaders every day that also don't have life figured out. So that was kind of encouraging to just give myself a little patience and grace. And then I'm like, well, man, I know this guy who's got it figured out. I know this guy who's got it figured out. I know this guy who's got it figured out. And then I thought, well, man, comparison is the thief of joy. Are there folks that do have other areas of lives more dialed in than me? Absolutely. Are there some that don't? Absolutely. So like what's comparison just does not seem like a very effective tool, coping tool. And then, man, a big giant one that hit me this late last night was I just felt like God telling me, dude, when have I ever let you down or not provided for you? And that by no stretch means that have I suffered? Have I suffered the consequences of my bad, dumb decisions? Have I had disappointment? Have I had sadness? Yes, to all those. Yes, absolutely. I honestly can say that God has always provided. Always. And I thought, man, why? Okay, so maybe I'm incompetent in a bunch of these areas. Heck, and maybe every single one of these areas. I mean, obviously some areas more than others and some areas less than others. Why, if God has this, I would argue a fairly decent track record with me, of which, I mean, I'm joking, meaning my entire life. There's a verse that says, it's 2 Corinthians 12, 8 through 10. Man, this was one that I need to remember better. Where it goes, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. When I am weak, I am strong. Something to that effect. You guys can look it up for the exact reference. So, okay, no, well, yes, absolutely. Could I, the whole, and I heard someone say this too. One of my clients taught me this one. Don't should on yourself. Don't should on yourself. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yes, we all woulda, coulda, shoulda different aspects in our life, different decisions in our life, but we didn't. So then one of the EQ principle or elements areas is reality testing. So, okay, look at reality. Okay, here's the good decisions that you made. Yes, here's some decisions that weren't very good, and this is what you've got to build from. So how can I make better decisions going forward? Give myself grace and patience for maybe the dumb decisions or the fact that I'm not further along in different areas of my life, and move forward. What does the guilt and the shame, the condemnation, the self-condemnation, how does that help me? How does it help me? How does that serve me? How is that productive? How is that healthy? Does stewing and brooding over those emotions allow me to make better decisions? Does it drive me to make better decisions? In my experience, in my past, it has not. So now, not that I should stuff and avoid. I should allow myself to feel some of these, feel these emotions, and then process them, and then move on. Go 8. Acknowledge the emotions. Give myself permission to feel the emotions. Express the emotions through writing, and then discuss those emotions. If they linger, if they stick around. So, I've got, and this is definitely a set of emotions that is not a new set of emotions. So I do want to kind of evaluate with curiosity, not judgment, where are these emotions coming from, and what are they, what can I learn from them? What is God trying to tell me or teach me? How can I grow from them? And how can I use them to make better decisions going forward? So that I'm not controlled by them and manipulated by them. So how about you all? Have you all ever felt incompetent or behind in some different areas of your life? And if so, are there particular triggers for those emotions? Are there particular scenario where those emotions get kicked in? Are you allowing yourself to process those emotions? Are you allowing yourself to feel and experience those emotions? Do you acknowledge them? If you name the emotions, you can tame the emotions. What can you learn from those emotions? How can you make better decisions? So hopefully that will encourage you all to work through some of those unpleasant and uncomfortable emotions, like I did just this morning, just now. And I don't know right now I'll be able to do some more processing and stuff, but I do need to make time to intentionally work through and reflect on this set of emotions, because again, they're not new, and they do come around every now and then, and I would really like to have a better understanding so that I'm not afraid of them. I want to learn how to roll with them, using a jiu-jitsu analogy, and as I get better with my self-awareness, my self-management, learning how to process and reflect, then I feel like I'll be a lot better when these emotions come, because I won't be afraid of these training partners, my jiu-jitsu training partners, my emotional jiu-jitsu training partners of feeling incompetent, or feeling behind, or feeling frustrated or upset, or shame or guilt or fear or self-condemnation. Those are all very, very familiar training partners. Man, I used to let those guys destroy me and crush me for many, many years. And now, again, I'm wanting to learn some new techniques, some new moves, some new drills with these emotions, so that I'm not afraid of them anymore. So I can learn and grow rather than run and hide and avoid, and allow those emotions to turn into or lead to anger and short-temperedness and poor decision making, because I've allowed those emotions to control me and manipulate me and take over me. So emotionally healthy leaders create emotionally healthy cultures and organizations, which lead to maximize and optimize results, output, performance, and engagement. Emotionally healthy people help heal other people emotionally. Unaddressed emotions don't get better over time, they actually compound and grow. If you don't deal with your emotional issues, your friends, family, and coworkers will be forced to. Your emotional fitness and freedom is worth going through the discomfort, awkwardness, uncomfortableness for you to become the best version that God's created you to be, to accomplish what He wants you to accomplish on this planet, to make the world a better place. This world desperately needs emotionally healthier people, spiritually healthier people, physically healthier people, mentally healthier people. And that emotional fitness is a key part of all of those. Have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you for joining me on this journey. This episode is sponsored by Classical Conversations. Since 1997, Classical Conversations has been equipping families like yours with the resources to homeschool with confidence, following a classical curriculum rooted in a Christ-centered worldview alongside other families in a local community. Homeschooling is doable with Classical Conversations. Check out classicalconversations.com/Gibbons for more information. Again, that's classicalconversations.com/Gibbons, Gibbens.